Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Usually when I'm doing open mics, I am reading from a recently released book, and I am so not doing that today. I'm reading brand new, recently written post-V Wade poems. I've got two of them because the second one is a little bit longer. I was trying to keep them right around 5 minutes for you. This first one is titled, Just Checking My Religions. After the overturning of Roe v. Wade, I believe over half of these United States had trigger laws that would instantly restrict abortions or make them illegal. These Christian conservatives think that they're helping the unborn child when their own Bible doesn't agree with them and they only restrict women instead. But Christians, if you are so gung-ho on imposing your religion as law, tell me why a fetus in the U.S. government doesn't get a social security number. Or why no priest can bless a stillborn or a miscarriage because it was never considered alive. What does that say for protecting a non-living thing over an adult female? Speaking of religion as law, which I think is something the United States wants to shy away from, what of the Jewish people who don't believe that life begins at conception, or that a fetus is a full person deserving equal rights to human beings? Jewish law gives a fetus the full status of a human at birth, and the Talmud indicates that until 40 days of gestation, the fetus is mere water. Ancient rabbis considered a fetus as a part of the mother, and it was fully dependent on the mother, and she had full rights to do whatever she wanted with her body. So, if the new conservative Christians impose these restrictions, they constitutionally break the First Amendment and deny freedom of religion for some. I don't think you conservative Christians are still holding a grudge on that killing Jesus thing, but trying to make your religion law is actually illegal and in the Constitution. So, really, at this point, which laws do you hope to break till your unfounded religious tenets are law, restricting all womankind? That's the first one. That's the first one.
Fetuses cannot be aborted, but children can be shot.
Let's, don't even, as I come from Chicago, don't even talk to me about that. Trust me. This one is a little bit longer, so this is my second one, the only one I'm gonna do. The second one is the last one in this round. This one is called Jihad Against Free Choice. Bypassing my poli-sci school prerequisites, I'm sure my early U.S. high school history class taught me the 10th Amendment clearly. Powers not stated in this Constitution, quote, are reserved for the states respectively, or to the people. When the United States was founded, that worked, and we were separate nation states until we made a Federal Reserve, until we mandated a federal income tax. And yes, Congress may have created the U.S. Army, but in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 12, it states, and let me quote, the Congress shall have the power to raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a longer term than 2 years. Even through the Civil War, armies existed by state, but now war becomes national. My military husband will quickly state that all the recruits start their service with tours of 4 to 8 years. If we support our Constitution so, then why do we allow our government to break it by forcing people to serve at a minimum 2 to 4 times longer than they're legally supposed to? My point is, even if the national government breaks its own laws, once they created national banks, taxation, armies, that is when we lost our autonomy as individual nation states. We're all one now, like it or not, and the overturning of Roe v. Wade explicitly pointed out that that choice is just too far for the national government. That power should remain with the states. So yeah, in principle, I get that. I don't like a national government taking my rights away. But Roe v. Wade didn't take our rights away. And after signing this one document that has given the go-ahead to let our states try to do that instead, We then learn the Christian Jihad Against Free Choice will try to force their beliefs on everyone and take rights away from over half of its people. And is that how our Constitution is supposed to work? By the people? For the people? For we, the people, don't like our one religion trying to tell us what to do. Since the beginning, we've dealt with "In God We Trust" on our money, and they changed the Pledge of Allegiance to include "Under God," thanks to Eisenhower, because us Americans were supposed to be better than those godless communists. Though I do remember seeing far too many elaborate churches when I visited St. Petersburg. But I'm no history buff. But now that I think about it, let's get back to that first amendment, and I quote, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion." This is before free speech or freedom of the press. And I bring this up, the first words of the First Amendment, because over half of these United States now try to establish their religious beliefs by suppressing the rights of over half the people. Isn't that just one more thing expressly forbidden in the Constitution? And really, I'm no history buff, but it doesn't take much reading to find so many things going wrong after the overturning of Roe v. Wade. It's a shame to think we need to pass more laws to get our rights back, because I don't think marches are going to solve this one. Granting rights to rational choices has only come after fighting tyrannical religion's dogma for centuries. Our people can't wait that long. When we've had our rights, we can't go back to suppression, repression, oppression. We know better. We deserve more. And you can't fight reason forever. Ta-da!
Well, "In God We Trust" doesn't go back that far either. It only goes back to, I think, the 1930s or something.
Well, I know that for the longest time, different states had different things for money for, so I don't know when, but it's been around for a while. Like, we've gotten
I
used
remember doing the Pledge of Allegiance.
our nation
before
under God.
They added "Under God" to it.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah. It was only like 1957 or 58
Wow.
when they did that.
I was
I
didn't
was
mention
in
that.
a group called Comedy Sports, and they tried to do kind of the sports motif with the national anthem and everything.
Yeah.
And people don't know now that you don't put your hand over your heart for the national anthem. You do that for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
But when I didn't put my hand over there, the leader of the troop would take my hand and put it up there.
Really? Wow.
The
Wow.
whole time I was in school, those were two different things.
Wow. Well, yeah. Well, fascinating.
These things get, complicated over time.